phones on silent. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty members, honored guests, and dear students. I am Suhana Nujum, your host for today. On behalf of the Science and Technology Council and the various science clubs of ISA Tirunanthapuram, it is my immense pleasure to welcome you all to the annual Science Fest of ISA Tirunanthapuram, Anvesha, a prism of possibilities. Anvesha is not just an event. It's a convergence of brilliance, a celebration of science, technology, and innovation, without any boundaries. Today, we gather here to witness the exhibits and scientific demonstrations of some of the brightest minds in our midst. This fest serves as a dynamic platform for young scientists, researchers, and students to showcase their talents, exchange groundbreaking ideas, and ignite the spark of scientific curiosity. The success of our past events has been phenomenal, and this year, we are thrilled to open the doors of Anvesha to the general public. We are honored to have over 500 school and college students and visitors here today to join us in this celebration. To commence our celebration, I invite our Honorable Director, Professor J.N. Murthy, to light the lamp. I also invite the Deputy Director, Professor Murthy, to the stage.
greetings to all of you on this delightful morning. Well, Anvesha is a quest filled with curiosity. For what? I think our education has been traditionally by reading. Has been only little learning by doing. I think this scenario has changed, and I'm sure most of you know, with NEP coming into picture, there's a paradigm change that even the government basically wants in the way the education is basically kind of passed on to the newer generations. So I think the notion now is learning must be by doing. And we all know living has to be by learning. And that which is when I think there is an essence for life. I think if there is no quest, if there is nothing in life to look forward to, then everything becomes insipid, tasteless, bland. There's no essence. Right? I think with humankind today has pretty much everything. Everything. When you have everything, then the life gets tougher and tougher. There's a louder call everywhere for innovation. What more? How better? How can you basically surpass what you have? How do you innovate more and more to have inventions, newer inventions that make our life better and better, and we circumvent the crisis that we are faced with, right? Of all kinds. Conservation is a big thing. We are fast depleting everything that we have, the Mother Earth can give us. Energy is a growing crisis. The waste management, I keep talking about it. Right? We have to innovate, to utilize what we have more meaningfully, so that the sustainability is, the true definition of sustainability is kind of respected. It's not about just enjoying what we have and ensuring that the future generations also get to enjoy what we are enjoying. So innovation is a louder call, and I must say that Kerala government has taken it up in a bigger way. And in the country, I don't think there is any other state with such activity for innovation than Kerala. Right? And speak of any technology, anything, our day cannot begin without technology and doesn't end without technology. And technology cannot come into picture without strong foundations of science. If we assume the science has, in the last century or so, has really advanced to a very high level, then the obvious question is, what more? When much is known and little to be explored, then the task gets really tougher and tougher, and which is where everybody speaks of basically innovation. You have to innovate. By just reading and sitting idle, you got to basically kind of, it's like basically driving a vehicle. No matter how much you simulate yourself on a display, but nothing like holding wheel in your hands and then driving. That experience is different, and you cannot, no matter how much you train, how much you are trained virtually. A car, again, for example, a four-wheeler cannot be given into your hands to drive. Cannot happen. You have to experiment, right? The science is likewise, unless you basically do it by yourself, learn by yourself, enjoy by doing, there cannot be much of innovation. I think, this never happened in the college level, at least at the bachelor's and master's level. We have, typically in our education system, we have had a set of experiments that are prescribed for the students to kind of do in the laboratories, and you do and get out and you get a feel for what science is. But gone are those days. And which is where our higher education is different, because you're plugged in right from the first or second year itself into research laboratories, which means this education in the present day is vastly different from the education that I received. So this opens up doors, opens up avenues. Why? When you start doing in the laboratories, you start worrying about what can be kind of applied in your real life and how probably something can be made better. So the sky is the limit. There's nothing to belittle anybody, and ingenuity, creativity is nobody's asset. Any one of you could have probably some great ideas that the humankind has not thought of, right? And which could be very relevant to our own existence and our own needs in the society. And which is where, innovate, develop ideas, give shape to ideas. There are incubation centers now. And if you have a good idea, there is, you sort of basically can come up with a model. And model, of course, once you incubate, your startups can become a model for tomorrow's business. So this ecosystem never existed, but has become so prevalent in the last 10 years. Every state has funds to encourage startups, to incubate ideas. In fact, Kerala state is out there. In fact, they speak of ideas at the grassroots level. Even a common man, which he or she thinks can be readily applicable, can submit the idea to the Kerala government, and some of them the web, and you can see, in fact, I happen to be a member of these deliberations. My Sri Abraham, in fact, AG Thomas and I happen to be part of this initial deliberations. There's a loud call out there to support if the idea is something that is worthwhile. The government supports. And this idea can fetch you, make you an entrepreneur by yourself as we go along. I think this is where the education has to translate. I think, younger generation, I would like to advise you, science is getting highly competitive. Job opportunities are there only for those that stand out. Every graduate cannot stay claim to have a job. Right? I said this sometime back also in some other context. We're also going to be science graduates. I think as you graduate, you need to acquire certain attributes, certain qualities that makes you different from anybody else if you want to be a go-getter. And how do you become one? And I speak of the X factor. You have to sort of cultivate some X factor in you. And which is where, if you have come up with some kind of an innovative idea, and you can sell that really well, and become a big asset for you in the open market tomorrow for any job. Right? And if you want to be a scientist, while doing research, if you have sort of latched onto something, a great idea that is appreciated, it becomes something on your resume to speak for your credentials. Right? And this is from the student's point of view. Of course, questions also can be posed. What the hell is the institute doing for us if I have some idea? Right? We came to you with conduct Anvesha, and you were unwilling to even grant us funds liberally, and every penny was bargained. Right? You don't question us. The fact also is that, I said this, I called a few faculty the other day, and they said, I've been talking about it, and I would like to see it as a reality before I debit my office. Guys, we need to have a science activity center in our campus. Not that you guys do something just before Anvesha 10-15 days and bring up some kind of a very primitive models. Something that is eye-catching. Something, somebody from outside, if I bring them into the campus to say that our guys are at a different level. Do we have such models of international level? I don't see. Not to discourage you. I'm also in party to it because we are not supported. Right? And we want to do that here. Create a science activity center. Not that you think about something just at 10 or 15 days before, but pursue your ideas for a period of a year. And an occasion like this, showcase, get counted, get seen, get noticed, right? Which is what the Science Activity Center can do, because Anvesha and such annual activities are the forum for you to show what you have in you, right? The engagement with doing science and engaging with your friends, connecting with others is the way forward to come up in science. Activities like this develop basically networking opportunities for you. The students should take up that as a hobby actually, right? I think I've been talking to your faculty. Time is running out here for everything. At least next year you should have. But I really would like to see this Science Activity Center. And on this note, I also would like to say that our DOJ chairman one day called me and then said, Murthy, are you thinking about this Science Activity Center? Whatever you call it, Science Center, or Activity Center, or Science Laboratory, whatever. It's not necessarily for physics, chemistry, mathematics, or biology. I mean, not specifically for one. For all disciplines, under the umbrella of a broader umbrella of science, can we have a center where the students can walk in and pursue what they want, and if they have some ideas, can be presented to the faculty coordinators, and who can then bring up such ideas for funding by the institution to a small degree. You don't have to put, kind of spend from your pocket. The idea is that thought to be reasonable, respectable, something that is worth being pursued, right? And the institute should support, and the institute would like to support, and that's a way to nurture basically the creative minds. And if a few of you sort of come forward, and that those guys can become inspiration for more and more, and the center can grow, and pursuing science becomes a way by doing, learning by doing. I want to come back to what I said. The science today is learning by doing, right? I think, I'm talking to Dr. Jai Mitra and a few others. Let us make this a reality. I think Vinayak also was spoken here, I suppose. Rajendra Purpati and a few others. Let us make it a point. Let us, on this day, I don't want to be a politician. Just come on the day of Anvesha, say, I'll create this for you and this here. So, nothing to score before you. I mean what I really want. Okay, what I say, I really truly mean it, right? I think I'm most willing to sort of support. I have even approved, I don't know how many of you, but then I think if the students can come forward, right, we can see that as real. I rather say, not to sort of ignore the contributions of the senior guys. I don't know who are in the final year. They'll be busy with their projects. And also it's better that we invest in third and fourth year students who will stick around for at least 2 years. So drafted 4 or 5 people as part of the committee, right? And I've already thought of about 4 or 5 faculty members. Let us swiftly and quickly, right, see and realize the Science Activity Center, which can nurture your thoughts, your ideas, to culminate into something, into an occasion like this, where you don't bring the primitive models, but advanced models to entice the minds of those that see them, and also inspire those that come to sort of see your whatever that you have come up with, innovations, right? With that, I would like to wish Anvesha 2023 a grand success and have great fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for those wise words. Your guidance and support have been instrumental in making this event a success, and we hope to take this to greater heights in years to come. We have an exciting array of events planned for you today. Aficionados, the expo, and informals will be held here in the main indoor stadium. And do visit the dark room in the basement floor. Entanglement, the public lecture series, will be happening at 11:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. in LHC Baskara, and the school quiz, Utsuk, will be happening at 12 p.m. in LHC. Anvesha 2023 promises to be a memorable chapter in the scientific narrative of ISA Tirunanthapuram. I would once again like to thank our sponsors, DC Books, Matrabhumi Books, our food partner, Domino's, Tasties and Camry Ice Creams, and our education partner, Sayastra. So, without further ado, let the prism of possibilities unfold. And let the spirit of scientific curiosity guide us through this enriching experience. Thank you all for being a wonderful audience. The expo is now open. You may all come down and visit.
Starts here.
Yeah, this is
Let us show the people, right? When I tell you turn the live stream off. When I tell you turn the live stream off. But it requires Windows and and go to OBS. Turn the live stream